important, but Battleground can still play a big factor. So let's have a look at what the next one is going to be. And, well, this could be good news for worst positioning. Even though Diamondskin picked it, we are heading to the Infernal Shrines.
Okay, interesting.
Caldor has his confused face on.
I mean, I understood all the Battlegrounds so far made perfect sense. The earlier choices that we had in Battlefield Eternity and Volskaya for Diamondskin were perfect choices. Then going into Tomb made a lot of sense from worst positioning's point of view, because traditionally Diamondskin is very, very weak on the map. This is the first one where I'm a bit surprised. That's more so because in the past, worst positioning has been so strong on the map. 7 games played on Infernal Shrines, 7 victories. Diamondskin has 11 games played on the map and has only won 3 of those 11. Obviously, they went up against strong opponents in HGC Europe, so that's still the caveat we have to throw in, where at the same time, with a strong open division team as worst positioning is, they went up against weaker opponents, so that's one of the things where you can't cross-compare perfectly. But it's still a bit interesting, since there are other maps where I could have totally seen Diamondskin choose them. Cursed, for example, would have been a decent map for them. But at this point, I mean, Diamondskin is looking at a 3-0 lead, and they are absolutely confident that the momentum is going to continue in their favor.
Worst positioning have to do the reverse sweep to get themselves into HGC Europe Pro Division. It's a tall ask, a very tall ask, but if there is going to be a map, it kind of has to be this one. Have Diamondskin prepared for this match enough to justify this map pick? As worst positioning, they continue the theme of banning the exact same hero every single time.
And I'm not sure I agree with that. Tracer bans are strong. We've seen a lot of teams focus heavily on Tracer as a ban. We talked about the Team Liquid's preference on this ban for a lot. But you have with worst positioning a team that already has a huge affinity for Medivh as is. So if that's the case, then you have some great tools where you can mitigate a lot of the pressure that Tracer puts on you. And I would have liked them to change that up, at least in the games where they are planning on the early Medivh pick, as we saw, for example, on Battlefield.
Well, guess what's been let through, Caldor? Garrosh and something coming in as the next 2 picks for Diamondskin. I would assume Hanzo or something similar.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how Diamondskin is going to run that. Garrosh would be great.
Yep.
And there we have it. I could have seen them going to a double front line here, maybe even. Trying to go Garrosh Stukov would have been a good choice. Garrosh Hanzo is great as well. I could have seen a Garrosh Blaze set up at the start.
Yeah.
Here's Diablo. Are we going to see Medivh? There's Medivh. So again, I come back to the same question. If you go for Malfurion, Medivh, Diablo, why not ban Garrosh and let Tracer through? If Diamondskin wants to pick it, this is a map where Tracer can do a lot of work, but at the same time, she lacks the wave clear to be as dominant as you want a hero to be on the objective itself. I think it would have been worth it to let it through and just to say, okay, we acknowledge that Rosmik is great here, but we have Medivh, we can mitigate the pulse bomb, we have plays available.
Yeah, worst positioning once again putting a huge amount of faith into their own combos, and so far it's not really worked out. They've been struggling a little bit with synergy and actually dropping those in time with each other. It's really going to depend on what their main damage is. With Hans already taken away, they don't even have the Dragon Arrow anymore as a setup, which they even, when they had that, weren't able to use effectively.
So, when they had it, they had massive problems stacking their abilities. And that is one of the things that, if they fix that problem, then this draft is still extremely terrifying. You have Diablo, Medivh, and Malfurion. So there's a Twilight Dream after a Leyline Seal into Apocalypse available. You can make so many plays. Even if you go into Tranquility, you have a great sustain already at that front. So I like what they're drafting. The problem is, after the last 3 games, I'm really questioning if they have the execution. And what shocks me is that in the open division games, they did have that execution level. So it really feels like it's the nerfs today that really just handicap them.
We see Rhaegar getting banned out, even over Stukov once again. And well, the chat has been won over when you can't argue with results here. 85% in favor of Diamondskin.
Why would you ban Rhaegar?
Stukov's available. I agree with your confusion.
I mean, the first go-to that in my head I have is you're trying to deny a cleanse?
So what assassin would that really show? Chromie?
I mean, if you try to deny a cleanse, maybe it's only because of the combo, but it's not like Diamondskin is a team that has traditionally played a ton of Rhaegar. It's also leftovers that have done that.
Yeah.
Rhaegar is still strong, but that's normally the case when other heroes are there. And with the last two picks that we see here, I don't get that ban at all.
Double tank front line. I mean, there's a whole lot of CC, whole lot of crowd control with ETC and Diablo on the same team together. So a lack of cleanse is fantastic, but both of these tanks are very susceptible to the silences, very susceptible to the massive shove, or even the flailing swipe.
Now, I feel the reasoning is mainly because with the setup that they have, they really try to blow up a target quite quickly through a cursed bullet and then Greymane diving in. So they were trying to make sure that there is no quick burst healing. If you ban out Rhaegar, then the only other option that really just jumps on you is Uther. And that's something that they apparently were not too worried about. So we have seen in the past that teams were trying to exploit that Stukov doesn't really have a lot of burst heal available.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure if Worst Positioning is going to be able to pull that off, especially since I feel Stukov on this map in particular has around the shrines just so much potential to ruin the opponent's plays and just dominate the shrine play. So I'm not quite sure if I agree with that Rhaegar ban here, but I think that's the thought process that they probably have.
Well, the Genji once again coming back in for Nanda over someone like perhaps a Tychus when you are against that pretty strong double tank lineup. So it is a little bit strange to see here, but the Genji has worked with them repeatedly to this point, so I have very few issues with it because you can't argue with results.
Yeah, you definitely can't. And I'm still shocked that we had an 0-3 situation.
Yeah.
I did not expect that at all. I really thought that today's series would even be closer than what we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
And I expected a lot from Worst Positioning here coming in. They presented themselves as a fantastic open division team. And from all the confidence that they came in, them also choosing Diamond Skin, I really felt that they have something prepared here. And so far, I've been absolutely let down. And I really hope they can turn it around. But a reverse sweep in the best of 7, I mean, that's a tall order, but at least put your name on the scoreboard here.
Yeah, you gotta get something. You need to show you have teeth. And once again, even if they were to make it through with this reverse sweep, that's still not a good look coming in, going 0-3 and coming into a pro division with that.
And Diamond Skin, I mean, they are at this point just showing their dominance. They're saying, we are the experienced team, we know what it's like to play in this environment, and we can deal with the pressure, and they do that in very impressive fashion. They had one shaky scene on Tomb of the Spider Queen, the fight where they lost initially a hero, but then decided because of the overlap in heroic abilities to take the fight anyways. I think that was unnecessary considering they were 2 levels ahead and they gave the opponent a window back into the game. But after that, they immediately cleaned out the mistake, won the game, and outside of that one mistake, that entire series was super clean so far. So Worst Positioning really have to step it up, and I mean, let's hope they can do it, because if not, then their dreams and hopes are over.
It's their last chance. We are heading into game number 4. Can Worst Positioning begin the count, the full reverse sweep? But Diamond Skin looking to shut them down on the left. Genji played by Nanda, Stukov by Wolfjo, Sonya played by Darkmok, Garrosh played by Robodoba, and Hanzo played by Roskmeg.
And at this point, their life on the line. HGC or no? This is the question for Worst Positioning. Nuni on Malfurion and Dreamy on Medivh. We have Zico on ETC, Sonic Le Beast on Greymane, and Earth again on Diablo for the 3rd time in the best of 7. Can they pull it off? Can they start to, well, at least start a comeback into the series and start the reverse sweep against Diamond Skin?
It's going to be tough. It's a hugely tall order, but Worst Positioning starting with a very safe and very secure beginning of the game. Everyone goes into bushes, and that's about it.
Yeah, not risking anything here.
Yeah, this could be a slow start to the game. Finally, as the minions arrive, we actually see everyone begin to show themselves, and minions begin to fall very quickly, like dominoes. Nanda just not running into the root of Nunia. Nice little gank there, very impressive, and the portal prevents Robodoba getting any kind of counter-attack.
Worst Positioning has been playing very reactive today and have not shown a lot of initiative in a lot of these games. That can be an asset, but I think that for them they needed to build up some momentum for themselves and really get the pressure going and push Diamond Skin to the limit, and they have so far failed to do that. And Diamond Skin is now replying exactly as you would expect. They are the ones who are rotating quickly on the map. They're the ones who are pressuring the lanes, pushing them out very nicely, and starting to make the plays. Whereas Worst Positioning seem to be very afraid to make mistakes here, which is understandable considering the position they are in. But the problem still is, can you, with that attitude, really turn the series around?
I mean, you said it. They are, quite frankly, in the worst positioning possible. One game to lose, and they're playing it safe and reactively. They need to start putting pressure, especially with these very good engage heroes like Diablo and ETC.
Exactly. So, especially after level 10, I really want to see them utilize their combo setup. They have failed to do that when they drafted a similar composition for Battlefield of Eternity. This is now a second chance for them here on Infernal Shrines to change that. And we have seen them in the past do that very nicely, but today things are just not lining up for them. At this point, bit of pressure potentially at the bot lane. Earth runs into Nande, but with Genji able to moving out. Diablo not having a stun available to them into a wall. We are not seeing any kills just yet as the teams are hitting level 4.
Yeah, like we said, very, very relaxing start to the game. A couple near hits, but no one in serious danger of dying as of yet. It's level 4 hit for both teams. Very normal chance. It is once again going to be a Shuriken build, though, for the Genji.
Level 4 not taken it by Sonya, surprised me a bit. I mean, 4 is usually a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, the battle rate.
Exactly, there it is.
There
it is, okay. So for a moment he shocked me there a little bit. Good stun here by Earth, but Robadoba replying in kind. We've talked about his Garrosh play a lot, and once again he's delivering immediately, trying to make sure that this engage and this attempt at a gank on the side of Diablo is immediately backfiring against worse positioning.
Yeah, Darkmock's been having a wonderful time on Sonya, and Robadoba has been having a wonderful time on this Garrosh.
And more news at 11.
And you will find that the middle of the map currently has a little bit of congestion due to the entirety of Diamond Skin being there, as they are already starting the objective. Good stun once again by Garrosh onto Dreamy, but Portal, see you later.
And of course with that, he also bought a lot of time and space for the rest of the team that already led to that 17-20 minion advantage over the objective. Once again, Roskmek jumping out here on Hanzo as Earth is trying to grab him. Good route on the other hand, as Darkmock needs to get out of this. Is finally able to spin, might still fall here though, as Sonic is moving in, but good move by Wolfjo. Body blocking here as well. And again, Robadoba with a throw and trying to put the pressure onto Diablo.
So many near deaths on the side of Diamond Skin, but worse positioning, unable to grab anyone. Too good are the defensive plays of Diamond Skin to protect their own, as we see the Punisher going straight over to Diamond Skin, and worse positioning, head straight back to lanes, getting some soak in.
Objective already grabbed. Great moves here from Diamond Skin, saving not only everybody, but also nearly getting the counter kill against Diablo. Punisher baited over the wall, side wall about to be opened up by Roskmek. He's trying to get some extra damage in. And as long as you're able to take down the towers, you are already in a decent spot here. But Roskmek is already working on these waves and sees if he can maybe get a bit more. Well, if they can take that down, that would be fantastic for them.
The well, though, a little bit too far forward. Even with that sidewall gone, the Punisher pulled way far back. So that will be cleaned up by worse positioning. Their fort drops to half health, and that tower pretty much going to be killed off whenever they feel like coming back. But for now, I think it survived.
Yeah, you have to be a bit careful if you're Diamond Skin in that spot, because Medivh can always engage upon you with a quick portal, and so you need to be very cautious. I mean, talking about Medivh, he had a rough time on Battlefield of Eternity to complete his quest, but now he's sitting at 22 stacks already.
Not bad.
So halfway done, not too shabby. And the question just is going to be, will he be able to complete it? Or are we going to see Diamond Skin trying to punish him directly again?
Let's find out. For now, though, the minions and the mercenaries being cleaned up as quick as possible. Worst positioning. Overall, they're not too far behind. Half a level in XP. They defended once again really well. There seems to be a consistent theme with them where their defense is very solid, but they're still, once again, as we've mentioned before, playing reactively. As they see Genji hovering around the area, he actually might be the hero they would want to pick off here due to the fact they might be able to catch him as he rotates.
I mean, we have a pretty clean-cut game on our hands. Not a single kill up to this point, but you can really tell that the map is divided by the teams taking their camps to each side. We have worse positioning taking the bottom camp now too, but for them it's really just wait for the next objective, get your level 10s around that, and just like try to move into the team fight on eye level. If they can do that, it would be great. Talking also about a couple of talents and adjustment, we have no escape taken, sorry, Shot of Fury taken on level 7 by Darkmock now.
A little bit of extra burst damage, kind of like it. You're up against a very heavy front line. You've got to burn through them somehow. Sonya does actually have a percentage damage talent that is never picked, but We could maybe see that. Could maybe see moving into that build.
Yeah, but it still surprises me to see the level 7 here, to be honest. I didn't quite expect him to go for a shot for Fury. There's a lot of memes around the talents there, but I mean, Darkmork doesn't want to go for the Poison Spear, and that's usually the go-to, so...
Yeah, I mean...
Bit of a surprise, to be honest.
Yeah, it's unusual, but it does mean you're less likely, you have more reaction time to try and not proc Arcane Explosion from that Medivh, so that can be a pretty good having that kind of control in a fight.
Yeah, normally this is one of the talents where you immediately think, okay, could there be a misclick here? Because Poison Spear is just has been so dominant when you want to get the extra damage in, especially if you want to try and have some burst potential, let's say, for example, against Greymane when he moves in. But in this case, Darkmork going for a different choice. We have level 10 talents now, also on the side of Diamond Skin. And with worst positioning now coming into their own heroic abilities, this is really the moment when they need to show up with a synergy. This is the moment when you have to have the synergy to put like a proper combo together for the next shrine. No Cursed Bullet, by the way, so not targeting the front line here with Garrosh, instead going for the backline kill, trying to target more so Hanzo and Genji himself with a go for the throat.
Polybomb coming in for Medivh. They're not going for that particular wombo combo. ETC, though, stage dive into APOC isn't actually that terrible. The slow can be pretty significant if that's the style he wants to go for, but could also go for Mosh. It is going to be stage dive, adding in a Twilight Dream as well. Bit of an unorthodox wombo, but the power is there.
Yeah, it definitely is. But that's still... I mean, they have the global now, the pseudo-global, so that can give them a lead-in experience if they play their cards right. For now, we have again the position on the shrine taken by Diamond Skin. They want to take this one quickly. Earth is already down to half HP. Robodoba is invading heavily. Here comes the combo attempt, but Rosberg is not getting stunned.
Robodoba taking a lot of damage, though. He is the target. Polybomb is good, preventing Genji from getting any kind of resets. At worst positioning, pick up one, looking for a second kill here, but Sonic is a little low. Needs to be careful. Goes in for Genji, actually, but Nanda able to pull back.
Yeah, Nanda is able to move out here, but in terms of the stacks on the shrine, it's 35 against 16. Even with the outside poke, you should be able to get something here. Roskmag falls, though. That was a great kill for worst positioning. They're trying to get this. Here comes Genji. A desperate attempt by Diamond Skin to move in and confirm the last 5 minions. Costs them 2 heroes.
Suddenly, worst positioning wake up. They are going to grab their first Punisher of the game. Let's see if they can get more than worst position than Diamond Skin did. If they can get a 4 out of this, this is huge, because right now, they've got an XP lead counter.
Exactly. 3 kills against 0 in their favor.
Yeah.
And they are moving through the bot lane with an Arcane Punisher to boot. They complete the quest on ETC too. He has his proc rock, so that gives them even more sustain, and it should allow them to take that fort for sure.
Darkmork, though, counter push, grabbing a couple towers of his own for some extra damage. But yeah, like you said, that fort is definitely gone. Diamond Skin reacting by just split-soaking every lane, but Zico, he's back to global.
Up to the top lane now, Darkmork fighting off against ETC. The wall's still falling here. 13 talents are in. Icebook, of course, going to be super crucial here for these fights. Diamond Skin waiting for their own 13. Punisher jump procced a little bit early.
Yeah, there's no one pushing with it. You can have it in front of the gate.
Doesn't matter too much here. There's no team pushing with him. Definitely true. Everybody rotated into the mid lane to confirm a few more structure lanes.
Looking good right now. Worst positioning for the first time in EVA series with a full level lead. And currently a talent lead, but that's about to be shut down by Diamond Skin as they will hit the level 30.
Yeah. Problem was that the Garrosh died so early in that fight. Stukov was trying to help out, but the lurking arm was a bit off base, so he couldn't really properly protect him in this case and didn't allow for him to move out. But we have Diamond Skin on even talent still, so there is an advantage for worst positioning here. They definitely have now taken the lead in the game and gained some momentum, but the question still remains, can they maintain that? Because so far they really struggled in the team fights in all of the games that have been played.
The tackle onto Garrosh. If they can knock him down again, it'd be good, but the Grey Dragon Arrow camp is re-stolen by Robodoba as they turn around and try and get Genji here. Deflate is good. The taunt is good by Robodoba, but he's completely separated once again. APOC to prevent anyone helping him, and he goes down.
Yeah, they're not... Diamond Skin looking a bit too optimistic here, a bit too ambitious. I mean, it's absolutely understandable that they are very confident after the games that we had so far. But now worst positioning is starting to really lock this down. Darkmork also in trouble as Hanzo is already dead. Garrosh died, 5 kills against 0. And worst positioning is doing their best to use the momentum to get even more structures and more kills.
Nanda X strikes into the backline looking for Sonic, but he wasn't close. Unfortunately, a little bit off base there. So the fort will get taken out and a heroic was dropped.
Yeah, 2-level lead. Well, not quite. 1 level, a little bit more than that. Level 16 is so close, though, that with a bit of proper soaking on the lanes, and ETC just taking the top now, where we had a huge wave coming in, should be in a position where they get their 16 quite easily for the next Punisher. And Diamond Skin might not be able to reach the same talent. So worst positioning is really starting to grab the momentum of the game and looking closer and closer to actually maybe even winning one here.
That would be the start. That's what they need. They need a full victory here. And like I said, they're easily going to get 16 before the next objective, as it hasn't even procced up yet with the timer. This is good news for Diamond Skin, though. They actually have a lot of time, and they are getting some okay soak-in. Genji, a little bit far back for my taste, but he doesn't know where West positioning is, so it makes a lot of sense. Yeah,
Diamond Skin was just in a lot of the engages a bit too optimistic here. If you have a Malfurion that uses Tranquility when Garrosh is a bit too far out, then it's much easier to keep Garrosh alive. But the invades didn't really... They weren't even coordinated in a way that the entire team was able to go for it. So that was a massive problem. And now 16 is here, 20 more seconds. There's just no way that Diamond Skin is going to get that level 16 in time for it to start, but they might be able to complete it during, well, if they can sneak a few of those away. But let's see how they're going to play it here. They are now for the first time in a spot where they're really far behind in the game, have to start to play catch-up. And as we said before, this is the best map for worst positioning. They have 7-0 here, and for good reason.
The talent lead is huge. The fact Diablo is basically online. He's out of 2 out of 5 stacks. Dragon Arrow, if they can get the early kill, it would be huge. Dreamy teleports out, which is good news. Yes, 35 stacks. Dying now will be disastrous as he makes it behind this 4. But Diamond Skin, they're not done. They're chasing him all the way. Portal, big stun, but he gets out.
Oh, that was a close one. That was a really close call. If that connects, if that spear hits home, then Garrosh can go for the flip, and there they have it.
He even got 2 more stacks out of that. Yeah. Up to 37 now. Clutch escape by Dreamy.
They give up the Punisher, Diamond Skin that is. The idea was to get some pressure at the bot lane and take the fort itself down, and that's what they now did. So they have the level 16 talent for the defense. I like that worst positioning is immediately splitting ETC to the top to push their own camp further a bit more so that it starts threatening the keep wall. And of course, it gives them some extra experience as well. They have the Punisher now, Mortar Punisher, and ideally they want to go for keep here. But let's see how much they can accomplish with that. ETC still at the top, still waiting for his global to be a good tool. And of course now Diamond Skin, they want to bait the Punisher over the wall, first of all.
They do. Robodoba, the one to tank through that very easily. Portal is dropped in case Diablo fancies being a little cheeky. Stukov, though, immediately drops the silence, and ETC decides he doesn't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, ETC pokes his head in and immediately decides, okay, this is a bad idea. Let's get away here. Hanzo's arrow doesn't connect. And the keep down to half HP, but the Punisher is about to fall. And here comes the attack against him. He goes down and he loses all of his stacks. He was at 38 or 39 and he loses them.
Twilight Dream for the attempted turnaround. Can they do it? Looking for double. Yes, they can. Now it's 1-for-1 in this trade. Ziku power slides in, looking for Robodoba as the target, but a good toss sending Sonic away. But the APOC combo picks off Hanzo.
There's Genji also dying as Diablo is getting the stun into the wall.
They got the stun.
Ziku tries to go for Robodoba, doesn't get him. Roba actually thinking about trying to go for a flip here as we have worst positioning moving into the middle and go for the keep. Dreamy hating his life right now, again losing out on the stacks, but his team picks up the kill regardless, goes for the keep, takes it, and they're looking to core,
9 seconds for Sonya, 16 for Hanzo. It is just Wolfjo versus 4 heroes.
Greymane.
Worst positioning with Greymane on the core. They're going to try and burn this down, and there's a great chance they're going to do it.
Yeah, definitely. They need to go for Greymane, and he's absolutely ignored at this point. There's a lot of space created, and this is going to be the first game that ends in favor of worst positioning. Going to take it here. GG as they put their name onto the board. A 3-1 lead now for Diamond Skin.
Worst positioning, they're at least on the board. Like we said, they have shown they can beat it, but now